It's great to be back with another Portuguese language and culture session with Filomena. Tonight, it's bookings, visiting, and enjoying life in Portugal. Whether you're new to the country or if you've been here for a while, understanding the ins and outs of Portuguese culture is key to making the most of your experience. Tonight, we'll delve into the language, the processes, the cultural nuances that will help you feel more at home and at ease navigating everyday activities like booking accommodation, planning leisure activities. This will be useful for you, Mary, tonight, like visiting the cinema or attending a concert, and with the expert guidance, of course, with our friend and teacher here, Filomena Pascoal. Good evening to you. Olá, boa noite.
Olá, boa noite, feliz ano novo. And I'm waiting for the questions as well. So if you have questions, please ask the questions because I'm going to speak in general, but probably you might have some questions about
Premium
going
members.
out or
Yes, that's one of the great benefits of being here live for the session as a premium member is you get to ask the questions you want to get answered of Filomena. And Debbie already saying this is going to be a great meeting. No pressure. And
well,
boys a
it's
todos as well from Peda.
yeah, it's always a great meeting with expats. So
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Right, over to you. Then you have the co-host controls there, Filomena, and I'll keep an eye on those questions that you've invited in the chat, and I'll
okay, yeah, because when I start, then I don't see the chat anymore. I'm focused on on the
yeah, you
PowerPoint.
let me take care of that. So,
Okay,
members, please put your questions in the chat, and I'll make sure they get.
so shall I
Asked.
start with the presentation?
Yes, I just want to say one more thing, which is after the recording, we'll get to hang out with Filomena as well. Another good reason to become a premium member at Expats Portugal. Over to you, Filomena.
Okay, so let me see. Okay, right. I think that's fine there.
We can see.
So
Yep.
the language, processes, and culture of booking accommodation, visiting a cinema or a concert. So this is what we are speaking about tonight, right?
Excellent.
So here in this presentation, of course, I had to put a picture of my favorite of my
Can we
favorite
see if
Portuguese
anybody can
band.
identify them? Yeah, make that a quiz as well, Filomena. Who is that in
So
the picture?
who is that band? So because it's my favorite band, Portuguese, it's a Portuguese band, and they are playing for over 45 years now. So for a long, long time. So let's see until the end of the presentation if people know who they are. Okay.
Excellent.
So, booking accommodation. Of course, nowadays, booking accommodation, you usually go online, right? Sometimes um, you use the booking.com, so you can easily do that in English as well. So you can use several platforms. You can go to Trivago, for example. Trivago, onde encontra o hotel ideal. Airbnb or Momondo. So there are obviously several sites where you can go to look for accommodation, and then you can, of course, compare prices and see what kind of accommodation you prefer. Um, so in this aspect, I think how to do it. I think you all know how to do it. Um, about the language, because probably that's the main thing here. The language. You could, for example, when you arrive at a hotel, for example, at the reception, and you could say queria. As always, you can always start with this queria. I would like. So in a cafe, in a shop, in somewhere in a context of asking for something. So you could start with queria, and for example, if you just walk in the hotel to see if they have any rooms, you could say queria reservar quarto. So to book a bedroom, reservar quarto. You can repeat, okay? Reservar quarto. And different kinds of bedrooms. So you can say quarto individual, quarto individual for a single bedroom, quarto duplo, quarto duplo for a double bedroom. Ou quarto duplo com duas camas, you could say that for a twin bedroom. Quarto duplo com duas camas. Then you could be more picky and you can say quarto com vista para o mar, a bedroom with a view to the sea, so facing the sea, for example. Quarto com vista para o mar. If there is a river, for example, you can say quarto com vista para o rio. Or for the city, quarto com vista para a cidade. So you can have a view over the town or the city, sometimes a bedroom with a view to the city, so quarto com vista para a cidade. Sometimes you can also ask for uma cama extra if you have a child with you, uma cama extra, or berço if you have a baby, com pequeno almoço, with breakfast, because most hotels, of course, serve breakfast, but some have prices with breakfast and without breakfast. So, com pequeno almoço, sem pequeno almoço is without breakfast. And now, here is something that for Americans, it's puzzling because they don't have that, the half board or full board in a hotel. So regime de meia pensão is if you want to book the bedroom and breakfast and one more meal, so either lunch or dinner. Or you can book everything and we say regime de pensão completa. So that is the full board, which is the bed, the bedroom, the breakfast and lunch and dinner, because you know how Portuguese love eating. And so we eat lots of times. And so lunch is usually served between 12 and 2, 2:30. And then dinner usually between 7 and 9, or sometimes 10, depending on the season. If it's in summer, it can go until a bit later. But so these are some sentences that I thought you might want to learn. So I'm just going to read them again.
We need to make sure that people are repeating this, don't we, Filomena?
Yeah.
I can't see the gallery view. If Jerry and Astrid could keep an eye and make sure people's lips are moving as Filomena goes through this one more time.
Okay, so queria reservar quarto individual, quarto duplo, quarto duplo com duas camas, quarto com vista para o mar, quarto com vista para a cidade, uma cama extra, berço com pequeno almoço, sem pequeno almoço, regime de meia pensão, regime de pensão completa. Ok?
Excelente. Obrigado.
Then you could ask a few questions, like, for example, a que horas é o pequeno almoço? It's natural that you want to know what time is breakfast. So, a que horas, always the same structure to ask at what time something happens. So, a que horas? Always a que horas. A que horas é o pequeno almoço? Onde é servido o pequeno almoço? So, where is breakfast served? Onde é servido o pequeno almoço? Qual é a palavra passe do Wi-Fi? Very important.
That's the first question.
Wi-Fi password, probably the first one.
Yes.
So, Qual é a palavra passe do Wi-Fi? Onde é o elevador? So, the lift or elevator for the Americans. So, onde é o elevador? Até que horas é o checkout? Because we also, and in terms of tourism, there are lots of things in English, and so it's not a big problem. In my opinion, tourism, lots of things are even written in English and everything. So even if you don't speak Portuguese, it's no problem. But we use, for example, check in, check out. We say the same. So we can say até que horas é o check-out. We say Portuguese way check-out. So until what time is check-out? You could ask onde é o restaurante. In the hotel, they usually have a restaurant. So where is the restaurant in the hotel? Onde é o restaurante? Onde é o bar? Muito importante. Onde é o bar? And then you could also ask other things about the hotel. O hotel tem piscina, swimming pool, spa, massagens, banho turco, ginásio, etc. So you could ask a few questions about what the hotel has. O que recomenda visitar? You could ask what do you recommend to visit to the receptionist. In case you need a taxi or a cab, you could say, podia chamar-me táxi, por favor? Podia chamar-me táxi, por favor? Or if you are in a city like Lisbon or Porto, you could say, onde é a estação de metro mais próxima? Where is the nearest metro underground station? So, onde é a estação de metro mais próxima? Okay,
That's a
so
really good, rich source of vocabulary and grammar right there on one screen.
lots of things. Yeah,
Yeah,
lots
and
of
you can tell a
things.
lot about people in the order that they
And
ask
I
those
think this
questions.
was, yeah, this was the last one. So
Perfect.
I'm going to read the questions again. So
Great.
for people to listen, it's important to listen to learn how to pronounce the words. The pronunciation is very important. So, a que horas é o pequeno almoço? Onde é servido o pequeno almoço? Qual é a palavra passe do Wi-Fi? Onde é o elevador? Até que horas é o check-out? Onde é o restaurante? Onde é o bar? O hotel tem piscina? O hotel tem spa? O hotel tem massagens? O hotel tem banho turco? O hotel tem ginásio? O que recomenda visitar? Podia chamar-me táxi, por favor? Onde é a estação de metro mais próxima? Ok?
Excellent. Muito obrigado.
De nada. Then, in terms of visiting a cinema, well, going to the cinema, of course, to go to the cinema, I'm not going to tell you how to book or how to search for the films, but of course you can either see in the cinema what films are on. In the shopping centers, for example, in the big shopping centers, you have several rooms with several films you can choose. And you can also see, for example, here in Miranda, we have a newspaper where we can have a look at the newspaper, for example, and see what the film that we can see. But locally, you have a few, I'm sure, a few ways to know. And then if you get to the ticket office, you can say, queria again, this queria, as I said, you can always start with this. It's a polite way to start, queria. And you can say, queria bilhete, one ticket, or dois bilhetes, two tickets, and then so on. You just have to know how to count. Dois, três, quatro, cinco.
Which we
So,
did. We've already done that. Refer to earlier
yes,
videos.
we have learned how to count. Then usually you have several sessions in one day, so you can choose if you want to go at 3 p.m. or at 5 p.m. or 9 p.m. or something. So you could say, for example, para a sessão das 15 horas, for the 3 p.m. session. So para a sessão das 15 horas. Then you can also choose where to sit. So you can ask for a ticket, bilhete na plateia, in the audience, because I don't know exactly in English the difference between the areas in the room. But no balcão, in the balcony, or the balcão is the upper part of the showroom. The seats.
The auditorium, yeah.
Right? So you can choose na plateia, no balcão. And then if you want to choose a row, for example, sometimes you want to be in that row, not too far from the from the entrance, or you prefer to be at the back, or anything. So na fila is in the row M or P or anything. So na fila. Then if you want to be on the right, à direita, on the right, à esquerda, on the left, or ao centro, in the center. So à direita, à esquerda, ao centro. If you want to ask about the price, you can say quanto é, and this is also a very generic question you can use anywhere. So how much is it? You can ask this anywhere. Quanto é? It's a lot more common than saying quanto custa, because sometimes people, when they learn with apps and everything like that, they learn how to say quanto custa. Okay, it's not incorrect, but people don't usually say that. They just say, we just, the native would just say, quanto é? How much is it? Quanto é? You could ask, onde é a casa de banho? So, where is the toilet? Onde é a casa de banho? And, of course, if you go to the cinema, you usually buy popcorn. So, you could say, onde posso comprar pipocas? Popcorns. Where can I buy some popcorn? So, onde posso comprar pipocas? So, I'm going to read all these again. Queria bilhete, dois bilhetes, para a sessão das 15 horas, na plateia, no balcão, na fila à direita, à esquerda, ao centro. Quanto é? Onde é a casa de banho? Onde posso comprar pipocas? Okay?
Very good.
And as I said, if people have, sorry, it's my phone. If you have questions later on, we can answer. So visiting a concert, going to a concert, you could buy the tickets, of course. Where the concert is, you can buy the tickets, but usually if you go to concerts that are in big areas, like in Mel Arena in Lisbon, or in the Coliseu in Porto, or so you can have you can buy the ticket either in the Mel Blue Ticket, in the Blue Ticket, or you can also buy the tickets in the ticket line online. So you have, and here you can choose the language as well. So you can choose the English, and you can, in the site, you choose what you want to see, and you can buy online. So as any as anything else that you buy online. So, um, but of course, that you can also have lots of concerts in Portugal, especially in summer, but I would say all year round. You have lots of concerts where you can attend for free, so or pay just a very small a very small amount to go in. For example, this picture here is from Expo Facic in Cantanhede, and people usually pay €4, about €4 to go and see the whole uh, market and the festivity, and you can spend the whole day there, and you just pay usually €4. Sometimes it's a bit more if the artist is international, but it's not a lot. And as I said, entrada gratuita, so free entrance in lots and lots of events as well. So in Casa da Música, for example, in Porto, or several places. Every town has um, lots of events that are for free. So you can see lots of, not just concerts, but in general, lots of things, parades and lots of things that you can attend for free. Um, and so this is another picture. This is from Panela, but it's an example of one of the free concerts that you can see in Portugal. So they just put up a stage, and people go and enjoy the evening. Speaking about the evening, the concerts usually start late, so the Portuguese. In general, Portuguese work until late, and so um, every entertainment starts late. So after 9:30 p.m. But so if you want to enjoy yourself, have fun, divirtam-se, so you can always join these free or almost free events, or you can buy the ticket and attend. Also, for example, in Lisbon, Mel Arena is for 20,000 people, and usually when there are some concerts there, it's full. So you can go to small events, and you can also have some big events. Depends on what you prefer. So this is it, because I don't know what else I could tell you, because buying a ticket, I think everyone knows how to buy a ticket and things like that. But I'm waiting for the questions. Okay.
We've got one or two questions. We can come back to those.
And the question at the beginning was
Well, do you
who?
know what? I have just launched a poll here. I hope this is the right one. Let's have a look. Who was the band in Filomena's first slide there? And
Okay.
it's now published. So if you want to vote on
Portugal, the
that,
man.
look at that. Look at this. This is great. Well done, everybody. Is it the
The
Rolling
leaf
Expats?
numbers.
Is it
Can we see the slide again, please?
Oh,
Yeah.
that might
Okay.
help, might it? See if
Yeah.
Jerry is on base or not.
Okay.
as was suggested by Pena. Was it the D7s or was it the NIF numbers? We shall find out in just a
Okay.
moment,
So
I think. Good
let
guess, Donna.
me let me
We are
let me
scrolling
put the
back.
picture again.
Yes,
Okay.
there it is.
Okay.
You might have to move. There you go. Now on the screen. No, that's not Jerry on bass, is it? Unless he's got a lot of concert makeup on in that.
That is sorry, do you mean me on bass?
Yes.
That's not me. No. Don't play bass.
You can tell yourself. Oh, on guitar then. Is that what you said?
That's me.
That's you on guitar, right? Okay. Fantastic. Would you like to reveal who it actually was, Filomena, and tell us a little bit about them? Maybe they are really the Portugal's Rolling Stones, aren't they?
They are Portuguese Rolling Stones, yes. Chutos e pontapés. Yes. Chutos e pontapés.
What does that mean?
Kicks and kicks.
Kicks and kicks. There you go.
Chutes e pontapés. Pontapé, you have the word pé in this word. Pé, what is pé?
Foot, of course.
Foot, yeah.
Yes.
So pontapé, so the tip of your foot.
The point of the foot, yeah.
Yeah, and so when you kick, a kick is a pontapé. And chuto is another word for a kick, so chutos e pontapés. As I said, they are playing for over 45 years.
Yeah.
And they are the best rock and roll group in Portugal. And
Yeah.
they have lots and lots of concerts. They are going to be in Lisbon soon in February.
I was in a cafe earlier on today and I saw them being advertised on the TV. They are a much loved band here and worth checking out on Spotify or wherever you consume your music. Juntos e Pontapés. There is the right answer. Well done if you got that. And good guess with Portugal the man as well, Donna. Thanks everybody for having a go at that. Bit of fun there. Could you step on to, I think it's the next slide or the one after. There's a question from George, which is a good one. Thanks, George, for that. Oh, the next one?
The ones
And
about
the next one, it's about the time that breakfast and other things are served. So it might be the next one. There
okay.
we go. Yeah, George asked, do you always ask for the time in plural? At what times, I
A
suppose?
que horas? Yes. Yes, we always ask in the plural because, let me see, because I have this whole in front of me. Okay. I was not, I couldn't see the slide. Okay. Yeah, so a que horas é o pequeno almoço? It's always the time, the word is always horas, which doesn't mean time, it means hours, right? So that's why we always say at what hours. So this is literally at what hours, a que horas. And it's always like that. The question is always a que horas é, and then is something. Or, for example, at what time does the supermarket close? A que horas fecha o supermercado? So it's always a que horas.
Very
What
good.
time is the concert? A que horas é o concerto? What time is the film? A que horas é o filme? Etc.
Very good. Okay. Yes, I've put the name of the band in the chat there for you, Debbie, at your request. Does anybody else want to ask a question? I think we'll pause the recording soon so that we can hang out with Filomena and ask. Sometimes people are a little bit reluctant to ask questions, aren't they? Because it feels like you don't know.
Why? I mean, you ask questions. It's
absolutely. Go ahead. Feel free to unmute and ask now. Whilst we just check in with Filomena about how you can learn with her, and we'll give the email address as well. So Filomena, people can learn with you one-to-one on a Zoom call like this, and you do translation work for people as well, right?
Yes, I can. I do translations. Sometimes people need certified translations for, I'm, for example, or I'm. And so, yes, I do that. I can translate, and then the notary certifies my translations.
Very good. Okay. I wonder if we can take the presentation off now because we do have a couple of more general questions. That would be wonderful if you could do that.
So
first from Diana B. Thanks, Diana, for this. Filomena, how would you explain the usages in Portuguese for the verb ficar to English speakers, like fica bem, for example?
Ficar. Well, ficar has several translations. Ficar can be stay. So literally, if you want to say, I'm staying home tonight, you can say, vou ficar em casa esta noite. I'm going to stay home tonight. Or fico em casa esta noite. I stay, literally, I stay, fico. I stay home tonight. So that is the meaning of staying. Then the verb ficar is also used instead of the verb to be when you say where a building is. So where is the hotel? Where is the town hall? You can use this verb ficar as well. So you can say onde fica o hotel? Or a Câmara Municipal fica junto ao jardim, for example. So you can use this ficar in that sense of being. because the hotel is not going anywhere. The town hall is
Hopefully.
not going anywhere. So
Yeah.
we use these stays. The hotel stays, or the town hall stays, or the supermarket stays. We use this verb ficar.
Very good.
Ficar is also becoming something. So, for example, eu fico zangada quando não fazem os trabalhos de casa. So, I become angry when people don't do the homework.
True story. Okay.
So, ficar is also in that sense of becoming. Ok? Ficar. Portanto, ficar contente, to become happy, or ficar triste, to become sad. So, in that sense of turning from one thing to another. So, you become, yeah, ficar.
There you go. That was Donna, wasn't it? Sorry, no. Diana who asked that question. It's a good one. One more then, and then we'll go and muito obrigado from Filomena from Diana to Filomena there. And one more question before we just hang out with you more informally, where people might feel more comfortable asking questions. What's the difference with qual é and o que é?
Qual é literally means which is. Qual é, literally. If you translate the word qual is which is. And o que é, what is. Of course, in English, you have questions with what, and in Portuguese, we don't say those questions with what, we say those questions with which. For example, the personal data questions. For example, if I ask you, what's your name, what's your phone number, what's your address, what's your passport number, all these questions, you start with qual in Portuguese. So
Yes.
you can say, for example, qual é o seu nome, instead of saying como se chama. You could, of course, say como se chama, but it's also possible to say qual é o seu nome.
Right.
For example, qual é o seu nome completo? Qual é o seu nome completo? What's your full number? Full name.
Yes.
Then, qual é a sua morada? What's your address? Qual é o seu número de telefone? What's your phone number? Qual é o número do seu passaporte? What's your passport number? Etc. So, personal data with qual instead of o que. We don't say o que é o seu número de telefone. Never. It's always with qual. Okay.
Well, you've answered Kazuo's question there, because what you've written there in the chat, Kazuo, to illustrate this is qual é a palavra
a palavra
passe.
passe do Wi-Fi.
Yeah. So there you
Yeah.
go. That's
It's
the
not o
qualifier,
que
isn't
é.
it?
No.
It's to do with technical or information based.
Yeah, because, for example, here, if I say o que é a palavra passe do Wi-Fi,
Yeah.
that means I don't know what a palavra passe do Wi-Fi is. I don't know what the password is. And the concept of the password, I don't understand that concept.
Yep,
And
okay.
I'm asking, what is that, right? So that is o que é a palavra passe.
That's really helpful. Thank you for that.
Qual, because,
Yeah.
because among all the possible passwords that you can have, which one is the one that I have to use to access the Wi-Fi? So this is a choice from all the possible passwords. Which one is your password for me to use in the hotel?
Very good. Kazuo, that's a great question and a really helpful answer. Thank you there, Filomena. And Diana, your question is great as well. Anything else you would like to conclude with, as we thank you very much for another brilliant session, Filomena? Anything else you'd like to say? The last word, or what would be the last word in Portuguese? Like the próxima...
A última palavra. A
última palavra. Última palavra.
Última palavra. Well, just saying that, and in the picture behind you, you have a fado singer, for example, and people have this idea that Portugal is all about fado. Of course, it is all about fado, but not just fado. So you can attend so many different kinds of shows.
Yes.
And even different kinds of music as well. So, as I said, chutes e pontapés, so nothing to do with fado. But you have very, very good Portuguese singers that I think you should listen to.
Yes.
It's also good to learn Portuguese. If you are learning Portuguese, why not listening to Portuguese singers? And it's not just the music that, okay, there are some Portuguese music that is not, let's say, the best quality, because it's that music that people just like to listen to dance in a festa, in a party, in a festivity, in a loudspeaker. Sometimes in the villages they have music
Timber.
playing. Yes, pimba. So music that people just enjoy to have fun. It's not
Yes.
it's not a music to listen to because it's a good piece of music, but it's just to have fun and to jump and to dance. And but we have lots and lots of very good musicians, and so the Portuguese guitar, for example, the picture that you have behind you, you have a picture of the Portuguese guitar, the round guitar that has also different strings. The last word is amen. I can.
Very good.
Um,
Who was that?
and so, uh, the music that you can listen to from a Portuguese guitar, for example, it's a fantastic sound. I love the Portuguese guitar sound, and so even if as I said, if you are studying Portuguese, why not listening to Portuguese songs? And you have so many Portuguese singers to choose from, and good quality music and good musicians. So
That's a really good point, Filomena, because people can, I guess, just think of the sort of classics or even the stereotypes of fado and pimba,
yeah,
but there is world-class playing of every kind across all the
yeah,
genres in Portugal. Portugal
yes,
has made its impression on the world, hasn't it? You know, the ukulele, well, I think, was inspired by the Portuguese guitar,
yes, yes,
and I think I saw maybe even one of the Rolling Stones talking about this little guitar man that we saw in Portugal. It was
yeah,
amazing.
cavaquinho.
Yes, the influence of Portugal is there, and there is world class playing, and of course classical, the Gulbenkian concerts.
Yes,
You can
yes.
see
Yeah,
them
I saw.
online.
I showed a picture of a classical
Yes,
concert, a
and they
classical music
stream them.
concert.
They stream the Gulbenkian concerts live and they are world class as well. So superb! Another fantastic session. Let me pause the recording there, and we'll hang out for a little bit and hang out here with the premium members. Sign up for premium membership at expatsportugal.com if you're seeing this recording later on.